What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this is season 5, episode 6 of Empire What Is Done. I want to thank everybody that support my work at patreon.com/Jaymoorereviews, especially for Lena W., my newest supporter, as well as everybody that supports me at PayPal, especially Valerie L. Thank you for all your support. Let's get into it. We see Hakeem, and he's exercising the demons, rapping, and he's having flashbacks of all the drama that he's been going through lately. And he's basically talking about a diss track on Blake, aka Tom Hanks' son, young Hanky Panky. And so he's going hard on him. You got a little chicken head dancing, and Cookie come in her bathrobe while Lucius is in there producing, and she like, let's have a little midnight snack. I bring the cookie. You got the milk? He like, ooh, yeah, we could do that, yeah, but you gonna have to wait, baby. I'm trying to help him exercise his demons. She like, no, he need to exercise getting in the shower, boy. He like, no, baby, hold on. Remember when I was in the studio for all that time and did that? This is what he's doing. I gotta help him get it out of him. I gotta help him get the music out, honey. She like, yeah, you need to help him get up out of here and get in the shower. I ain't trying to hear it. And you ain't gonna see none of this. Here, look what you missing out on. And then she shake her them little tickle bitties at him, and then she turn around and she back that thing up, show him that little rump roast, and he get a little mesmerized for a second and thinking about how much fun he can have, but he stay there with his boy. Meanwhile, we see the next day she's reading up about HIV and stuff, and she like, did you know somebody might live longer with HIV than diabetes? He like, I know that if Hakeem needed your help, he'd ask for it. You need to leave it alone and trust. She say, I'm educating myself. He like, well, just trust in what he's doing. She like, well, that's fine, I'ma trust, but we need to trust in getting this next artist, or for this company, or we gonna be broke. He like, well, I get something going. I'm meeting with Carlito, and she give him a kiss. She like, well, I still find something faster than you. He say, is that a challenge? She say, whoever find the next artist get on top. So next thing you know, Lucius putting together the plan with Thirsty, aka Cosby Jr., and they got a high stakes poker game that he's getting involved in, and Carlito's manager's there, and he like, oh, okay, well, how does this benefit me? He like, well, his manager is kind of broke, and so if you get him on the tilt, you might be able to get him to throw Carlito in the pot. And so he like, but it's a $500,000 buy-in. So Lucius is like, oh, okay, well, what good is playing poker without a little bluff? And then he opens it up and he pulls out that painting of Derek Adams. And so it got him thinking about that. And meanwhile, they cut to the other side of town. We see Jamal getting up out his little love couch with his sexual chocolate. And then he's seeing Becky is trying to see if they got their little date going. And he like, well, Becky's coming over. He like, well, how long is she going to be? Maybe it should be some new rules. I'll give you an hour, and then I'm going to come home, get butt naked, and I'm going to take my man. And he like, come on, the new rule is don't look at me like that. And so, meanwhile, we see Cookie, and she's put together her promotion, 5 boroughs in 5 days in Brooklyn, trying to find a star. You got Portia on social media following her, and she get up there to speak to the people. She like, all right, everybody, I just need to know. A lot of people say this and that, but all you need is one person to believe in you, and I'm that one. Now we gonna find a star. Let me hear y'all say it. And everybody screaming and supporting everything, and Portia filming it, and Cookie happy. And so she feeling good, thinking she might find her the next hit. Meanwhile, we see money getting counted. About that bands. And pretty much they done found a buyer for the painting real quick. And so Lulu is shaking with Daddy-O. And he like thirsty, like, you sure you should do that? He like, he's gonna hold it for me. We done a lot of business together. Now tell me about the players at the game. And so thirsty like, well, at the card game, this was gonna happen. And he talking about the lady that runs the card game and the people. And he like, and then some of the people that's gonna be there is Carlito's manager and the doctor and hedge fund manager and all this. And he like, well, we get Carlito on the tilt if we get his manager in trouble. He like, now, can you play good? He like, come on now, don't worry about me. I always got an exit strategy. And so and saying all that, we cut back to the 5 boroughs in 5 days, and Cookie is going through people. And then this one dude come up, and she like, okay, who is this? And Portia like, I know him, this my cousin. She like start rapping for him and introducing him and stuff. Portia flowing, Cookie is liking it, impressed. Actually, Portia was doing pretty good, more showmanship than the dude named Big City. And Cookie called him Big Town. And so he rapping and everything, and Cookie like, well, you're doing good, you just gotta work on your confidence, but you're on your way. He like, respect, queen. And so Portia sit back down, and then this white lady cut in front. They like, do I know you? She like, yeah, I'm Maya's mother, nice to meet you. And everybody else mad she didn't cut the line, but she ain't come to sing and dance. Meanwhile, back at Empire, we see TBD, 3 broke divas, black divas. They singing and jamming or whatever. And we see Becky, she's shaking her little groove thing, and they all happy or whatever. And you see Giselle like, Becky, we gonna put this in Essence Festival, we gonna kill. She like, yeah, I didn't get us kicked out permanently now. I just didn't try to take my tube top all the way off, okay? And so that was like, means to be banned for life. Kingsley walk in, and they like, yeah, you hear this? This is the jam. He turned the music off and wave. He like, what are the 3 broke decrepits? Why are you still working with them? I told you, it's not gonna work. And they were smiling at first, and then he shut that down, and Becky got mad like, what's your problem? You can't hear what we hear? And he was trying to, be cool, but Becky was all in his face or whatever. And he kind of raised that eyebrow a little bit. And then Giselle was like, what Becky means, Kingsley is. And she like, no, I got this. And she like, Becky means what she said. I think I need to cool down for a minute. And so he like, yeah, B, cool down. Go have a snack. And so she left. And meanwhile, he buttoned this one button up, and he like, look, Giselle. She like, hey, this is money right here. You hear this? He like, look, they'll never be worth what they cost. I keep telling you that. I sound like a broken record. She like, but we already got them signed. We can do this and that. He like, look, I told you to find new talent, stop chasing the old days. I'm dropping them. And so she looked stupid. Meanwhile, Becky got on this moo-moo, and she going to hang with Jamal with a big bag of snacks. And so he like, hey, Becky. And she like, yeah, what's up? Where's your onesie? He like, oh, I didn't have a chance. I just been so busy and everything with, she like, oh, with your new boyfriend? Every time you find you some new boo, you all up under, you all forget about your friends and start acting brand new. He like, it ain't even like that. And she like, yes it is. And she takes her bag of snacks and she's on the way. She like, Siri, find me a new friend that ain't gonna act shady. And he like, no, B, come on, don't do that. Stay. I want you to stay. She like, you gonna put on the onesie? And he like, yeah, I put on the damn onesie, okay? And so she like, all right, you better. And so next thing you know, he get the bag of snacks back. And so he looking, and he feeling a little better, even though he didn't want to put the onesie. She like, and you better promise me that you don't act brand new next time you meet somebody new. And he like, I promise I ain't gonna act brand new, Becky, okay? And so she happy, she smiling. They ready to enjoy snacks together. She got a large assortment that she was willing to share. Meanwhile, back at the card game, Lulu come in looking like old Yella with that yellow suit on, and he got his card chips, and he like, are we missing someone? She like, yeah, we have someone else replacing him. They should arrive shortly. Sure enough, it's Wood Harris. He walk on in. And so they like, yes, how are you doing, sir? And so everybody sit down. Lucius putting on his poker face, got his old school smile on. Carlito's manager struggling already, quick in the game, and so him and Wood start talking, and so he's saying, "Yeah, Lucius, y'all don't be shy. It's just money. Can't take it with you." Meanwhile, we see Cookie, and she's talking with Maya, and so Maya, she's like, "Yeah, your mama told me you was going through some things. What's up? Why you post this on the internet, smoking weed?" She like, I didn't post this. I didn't know that they put that. She like, yeah, well, your mama worried about you, and you're posting all this stuff. What are you doing now? And then her boyfriend walk in, some little slim shady looking white boy, and from Twilight, and so they kiss or whatever. And she like, yeah, this is Cookie. My mom sent her to spy on me, and so she like, hey, how you doing? Who are you? And so he sit down. He like, yeah, I'm, here. I'm her boyfriend. I got a, trust fund, and I'm gonna open up clubs around the world. And she like, oh, okay. And he like, yeah, obviously I'm gonna do all right. She like, well, make sure you stop posting your business on social media. Obviously. Meanwhile, back at the card game, we see Lulu and everybody getting real chummy and comfortable. And so you see Damon, aka Wood Harris, saying, come on everybody, it's only money, can't take it with you, put it on in. And Lucius like, oh, is that right? What is it that you do? Nah, I didn't. He like, oh man, don't worry about it, Lucius. I don't like labels. And we see Carlito's manager getting his final borrow. They said after that you can't get no more. Lucius peeped game that his time to strike is nearing. And so you see Lucius put his cards down, and then he's smiling, and then Wood Harris started talking, and he's like, well, you know me, I'm a money guy. And he put his cards down, and he happy he won the hand, and he like, yeah, me, myself, I don't like labels. And Lucius like, oh, is that right? What kind of money? VC, this and that? And he like, no. But the people that do know me, they know that I'm one of the best at what it is that I do. And so Lucius began to smile like, oh, okay, I got you. And so you see Carlito, manager, with his lip poked out. He gonna pretty much do gambling soon. We see Becky coming in with the moo-moo, tying it up, and Jamal turned over, booty in the air, laughing. And she like, what you laughing at, my pain? And he like, huh? No. And he had the bag of snacks, the edibles in his hand, gummy bears. And she like, Jamal. And she ran and she stole that bag of snacks real aggressive like. And he like, what you doing? And she like, what are you doing? These are my edibles. And he like, what? He like, these are my edibles. He like, Becky, everything you have is edible. I mean, what are you talking about? She like, no, you don't get it. These are my edibles. He like, what do you mean, edibles? I'm in recovery, Becky. How could you give me that? She like, I didn't give you these. You went in my bag and took it. He like, yeah, but you brought it in my house. Why'd you do that? And she like, bum, bum, bum. I just like to eat, get high. He like, oh no, I'm in trouble. She like, oh, it's all right. You okay? And he like, oh. And his phone rang. And it's Kai. He like, hide me. Kai's coming home. I have to hide. And he tried to jump over the couch. Come on, Becky. She like, how am I supposed to get over the couch? And so meanwhile, we see Kai coming home later, and somehow he hears Becky and Jamal, and she made it to the other side of the couch. And he like, I can hear you, right? And they like, I told you, you too loud. Be quiet. And she like, boy. And he like, what's going on here? And he like, Kai, Becky messed me up. she grabbed me with these edibles, and now all my recovery chips are gone. And she like, oh really? So you gonna just snitch on me to your boyfriend when I didn't even do it and throw me under the bus? She took a second to get up, but she got up and she about to walk away. And he like, no B, you don't even get it. You don't know what it's like to be me. You don't understand. Not even you. He like, well, tell us, help us to understand. And he like, you all think I'm just some sexy R&B guy. And he like, well, and he like, I know you think I'm all sexy and everything, and I'm just so great. And he started rubbing on his little chesticles and everything, and he getting turned on. Kai like, yeah. And he like, but it's not like that. And Kai takes the bag of edibles and eats one. And he like, see, you're not all alone. You're not in this by yourself. We're all in this together. And Jamal's standing there amazed. Now he don't know what to do. And Becky, she get mad. Give me my snacks. And snatch it back from Kai, because, you know, they passing around her snacks. And she don't appreciate that. And so she take the snacks and she go ahead and, you know, that's her favorite, best good food. And so that's her feel good comfort food. And then they getting ready to share one anyway. Meanwhile, we see Cookie coming home, and Portia like, Cookie, they want to say this or that. She like, girl, put that away. And she like, no, you on live. And Cookie spraying into action. Hey, y'all, we doing good. Thank you for coming out. And we gonna find that star. I'll see you later. And then they hang up, and Portia to Cluck and Cookie tired. Portia like, you did good. You got all these mentions and impressions and everything. She like, yeah, well, I don't know. She like, you did find one with your cousin. And then Portia like, with my cousin. And Portia give it a look, and then Cookie phone ring, unknown. It's from the jail. And she like, who is this calling me from jail? And then she goes to see, and it's Maya. She like, Maya, what are you doing in jail? And she like, well, I didn't know. He told me to take this bag over here and meet these guys. And when I met these guys, before I knew it, everybody, and Cookie like, yeah, I know, everybody, police jumped out everywhere. She like, yeah, how did you know that stuff, Cookie? And Cookie like, cuz that's the type of thing I know. You, the half white girl, know about the knockoff bag. That's what you do. You don't know nothing about this hood life. Girl, how could you do that? And so Cookie mad, and so then the girl like, I feel so stupid. And Cookie like, you're not stupid. You just made a bad decision, girl. And so Maya like, well, I can't be with him. Could you help me move my stuff and clean out my room? And Cookie like, yeah, taxi. And so meanwhile, we see Kingsley staring at Lucius' chair that's been encased in glass. And so meanwhile, we see Giselle walking in with them legs, and he tries to turn real quick like he was busy at work on his Microsoft. And so he like, yes, how can I help you? And then she gives him the paperwork for the 3 black divas. And he's like, again with this, she like, that's the numbers. You believe in the numbers, there's the numbers. It shows what they gonna make, this, that, and the other. Now, if it's not because of that, and you believe in the numbers, it's about Lucius. He like, what? Are you crazy? She like, that's it. You just trying to compete against Lucius. You don't want the success, this and that, whatever. You need to let it go then. He like, look, go ahead. But I don't have nothing to do with Lucius. That's absurd. And so she's walking away with all that junk in that trunk. And instead of him looking at that, he opens up the case and he pulls out a picture of this little white girl. And he's staring at this little white girl. I'm wondering, did he have a little R. Kelly in him for a second? And then the pencil broke. And so he walks over to Lucius' chair, and he's staring at it, holding his old karate star from 1987, and he squeezes so hard that he starts to squeeze a little blood. Meanwhile, we see Jamal tweaked out, blowing his breath inside the refrigerator. Becky trying to pop a willy on the countertop, and so they all talking about, let's play Truth or Dare. Kai, he's tweaked out, and the Snuggie now tweaked out, laid up on there. She got him popping a willy in the air. She like, truth, Jamal got hella smelly feet. Truth, Jamal nasty, his breath stank. Truth, Jamal, out of all his boyfriends, I like such and such the most. In truth, and that right there struck a nerve with Kai. He like, oh, is that right? And so he turned around, and while she's steadily going, Jamal about to start doing his little truth. He all geeked out of his mind, tweaking, smiling with his little cereal, and he like, okay, that's not how it goes, but truth. And then they all laughing, and then Kai like, well, if such and such was the best, how come I'm the one with the ring? And Becky is looking like, what? And she look at him and she like, you marry him and didn't tell me? And then he like, yeah, Becky. And so then she look and she like, oh, hell no. I thought you was my friend. And then Jamal looking all stupid, but Becky done got all high and up in the air, and she done popped the willy on the countertop. She tries to slide down, but she can't get down, and she take a few moments to slide and about to crack that marble, and then she got a wedgie, and then she kicking and screaming, trying to slide down, and she afraid of heights, but she eventually gets down. She goes to secure her bag of snacks for safe exit, and then she tells one snack, hey, you're my best friend. And then she tell the other snack, yeah, and you're going to find a new friend because we're leaving. And then you see Kai talking to Jamal like, go get your girl. And then she's like, I'm out of here. Come on, snacks. Me and you forever. And so she's leaving, and Jamal's looking like, damn, she tweaking. And then he like, just let her go, Kai. She like, oh, so you really don't want me here. And then Kai's like, he does. Tell her, Jamal. And then she like, I'm waiting for my apology. He like, Becky, don't leave. Becky, please stay. And she like, that's how it is? That's what I'm gonna get? He like, no. And she like, promise me he your last one. He like, yeah, he's the last one the rest of my life. And she like, well, truth, I didn't feel nothing when you was missing. And Kai was like, oh, that was rude. She like, truth, I didn't. But the rest of my truth is, if you did come up missing and was dead, I'd feel a little something nice. So come here, give me a hug. Come on. You go under. I like to go up on top. You go up under a couple of my rolls. Put your hand under my rolls. Okay, there you go. Now let me roll on this head. Oh, okay, yeah. Come in here, Jamal. And they made a double stuffed Oreo sandwich hug. Meanwhile, we see Cookie, and she's over there trying to help Maya get the stuff out, and then Maya then flipped the script on her. She like, oh, Cookie, I don't need it right now. She like, oh, what changed your mind? Is it that boy over there? She like, Cookie, what do you know? He like, that boy don't love you, Maya. You need to leave. He gonna get you in trouble. She like, Cookie, and what do you know about love, huh? Don't you think this is part of your fault? She like, what? She like, you introduced me to my mother. I was a product of a jailhouse rape. How do you think that made me feel? And Cookie just speechless listening to all of this. And she like, what do you know about love when your husband let you rot in jail for 17 years? And what do you know? You need to take care of your son and your family. And Hakeem walking around with guns. And then she just slammed the door in Cookie's face and kind of put her in her place. Ain't nobody told Cookie and talked to her like that before, and she was right but kind of wrong in her approach, and Cookie was salty. So Cookie walking with Portia, and now her head ain't in the right mode, and she's sitting there, she like, yeah, what do I know? I can't even take care of my own family. What can I do? And Portia like, Cookie, I think we should stop. She like, no, one thing I do know is that I know music and I know a hit. So if you ready, bring it and come, because we gonna make something happen this time. And everybody all hyped up. Meanwhile, at the card game, we see Lulu, and he talking to Carlito, and he like, man, what you gonna do with your broke ass over there? He like, man, what you talking about? He like, man, it look pretty short over there. Why don't we make a winner take all? I put all this in the pile, and you throw Carlito on in at the top of that. He like, is that right? You for real? He like, yeah. And so he push everything in the middle. And so old boy like, let me do it. And he bang on the table because he came up short. Showed it in the midge at the urinal. And so he was mad. Lucius took everything. He like, okay, I guess I'll be seeing Carlito soon. And as soon as he got his chips, some dudes kick in the door waving the fofo, ready to rob the joint. And Lucius and Wood, all they did was hit the back door. And before you know it, they was out of there while everybody else was getting robbed, which was real suspicious. And while they taking all that cash, and Lucius and Wood is going down the back steps. He like, hey, I owe you. He like, yeah, man, that's good thinking, man. I like doing business with you. He like, no problem. I never go anywhere without knowing the back door. He like, all right, man, I look forward to seeing you soon. And so meanwhile, we see Lucius. He back at home. He's celebrating. He with Thirsty, and he like, yeah, everything went smooth. It was almost perfect. He like, what you mean almost perfect? Everything was smooth. He like, well, almost except for one thing. Your guy, he sold to Derek Adams. He had an offer he couldn't refuse, but I'm trying to track it down. And Lucius like, get me that painting. And then we see it's Wood Harris that got the painting. So he done pulled some slicks with Lucius. And then we see 4.5 months later, back at the funeral home, the feds then came and they talking to Lucius, and he like, let me talk to him. They wouldn't say it if they didn't have something. And he lay out these pictures with Cookie and Wood Harris. And he looked at Thirsty like, do you know? And Thirsty looked, and he gave the look like he was surprised. And so both of them are looking at the pictures like, wait a minute, what is Cookie doing with knocking on wood? And so Lucius is getting a little salty. And Thirsty, he looking all confused, and they like, do you say you don't know this man? It looks like somebody close to you does. And so Lucius was confused at the moment, but who knows? He could have been playing the role. It was real interesting to see how Wood Harris is going to end up involved into this, and what was the point of him stealing their painting? How is that all going to tie into everything? And also, who is in this casket? It's real interesting to see. What they're going to more than likely do is try to throw a monkey wrench in the game and try to show somebody that we haven't seen yet, more than likely. Because a couple of instances, I thought it was Andre. It seems it hasn't panned out to that yet, so who knows? They dragging it out, but they doing it in a good way. In the end, I want to thank you all for supporting my work, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.